Hey everyone, I hope you guys have all been having a fantastic day out there today. Loki's very excited for his daily treat. And then on top of that, Bitcoin is doing all right now. The market's overall doing all right now. So a lot of updates here, preparation for tomorrow's AI stock portfolio stream that we're going to be doing together. And then just some kind of journal hanging out and stuff like that. What I decided to do today is smoke a cigar with you guys because it is Wednesday. I'm trying to get back into that habit again as far as smoking with you guys on Wednesday. And so I got for myself today a little Lancero, which is going to be pretty fun for me. And then on top of that, we have a little treat for Loki today. He is pretty excited about these ones. He's been very antsy about these treats lately, so I haven't been giving him as many of these. But you guys will see right here, he's coming in hot for them. There you go. Yep. So let's get started smoking this cigar right now. Not entirely sure how long this thing is going to last, but it is a Lancero. Usually does last for probably half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on how long I talk and I smoke it. So maybe an hour this time, right? Smells good though. I love it. I forgot my cutter in the car because that's usually where I keep my cigar stuff. So I'm going to cut it right here very fast. And probably try to do it like that. And just make sure all the stuff that's supposed to go into the ashtray gets in the ashtray. All right. And there we go with lighting this bad boy up. Not bad. All right. So happy to see all of you guys in here today. Quick little update. You guys will probably see the new banner right there in a few seconds here. I'm going to be working with Blue Bay Markets here. They're like a commodities firm based out of Australia, so they're going to be a new sponsor of the channel. You guys are going to see their ads in a lot of my tutorials for the next couple weeks here. So if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. I will have the link down in the description starting in a little bit here, just in case you guys want to get involved with that type of stuff. But again, it's been a crazy day, everybody. So let's get started here. Let's go. All right, so a couple things for me to do very fast. That way I know what's going on here. Just make sure I got all that good to go. I'm gonna do something right here. Let's see. Making sure I got something right. Here we go. All right. There we go. All right. So, as far as the whole market's concerned, it's been kind of interesting. We had some okay economic data come out, but one of the things I wanted to bring up to you guys today was the fact that oil is dropping again. It's been interesting here so far just because if oil drops, that usually means inflation is going to drop along with it because a lot of stuff has moved with the help of oil across our world, whether it be large ships, cars, trucks, whatever. You guys get the point here. If that becomes a little bit cheaper, companies don't feel the need to raise prices as much, which is going to be very, very good. The last time we had a spike where things got a little bit out of hand was back when we were seeing some conflict between Israel and the rest of the Middle East. We haven't seen that for a minute, and generally speaking, it's been pretty darn peaceful. The hostages are let out. Internal politics in Israel is working out, so we're fine right now. But this is good news for inflation down the road. As far as Bitcoin is concerned and everything else, we're still holding on to support. We're trying to hold on to that 50-week moving average. I'm going to bring out a new strategy for you guys later on tonight and tomorrow, so get prepared for those videos as well. But we're just desperately trying to hold on to the support level right now. Desperately trying to hold on. I'm going to see if I can do this way fast. There you go. Sorry about that. I had to update my description here. There we go. And hey, Charmander, happy to see my man Digital. Okay, happy to see all of you guys in here. Did you say you would smoke a cigar with us today? I did. I wanted to make sure I remembered to do it, though, because I've been so busy the last few days, and we'll talk about that after I'm done. Do a little hosh posh in the middle, the beginning of the stream section, whatever you want to call it. But I've been very busy this week, and good reasons, right? Sore, working out, some of that, but we'll get to it in a second because I got a lot to say about that type of stuff. But anyway, guys, holding support so far so good. Please pray for Bitcoin because it needs it right now. And we'll talk about some opportunities for you guys to do some day trading and stuff like that here pretty soon. As far as the heat map is concerned today, I mean, it was kind of mixed. It was kind of mixed today. Not my favorite, but you know what? That's okay. The stock market did okay, I'll say. Tesla's up 4%. I'll take that as a victory. The cryptocurrency market, green all the way around. There's a few things that are red, like Aave, Ethereum, WAP Ethereum. Oh, that's fine. And Tau, I'll take that as okay. But everything else, for the most part, green. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Let me get it there very fast. We're good for the last 24 hours, but for the week, everybody, we are just down bad. Besides Zcash and Monero, a few other ones, we're pretty much horrible for the week. Oh yeah. Internet computer is continuing to go higher, which is pretty interesting there. But again, most stuff is red for the last week. Some pockets of fun, but not many pockets. Let's just say that, right? But we're still in fear territory right now. If you guys are thinking of buying for a longer term move, this is still an appropriate time according to the fear and greed index. I haven't been buying in at all, like I've been saying. In fact, I sold a little bit off here. I'm just going to wait. I have so much stuff invested in this market right now. I don't really feel the need to hop in and be doubling down, tripling down, or in this case, like whatever, like 16 double downs is, there's a number for that, but I don't know it. And we're still kind of towards Bitcoin season here, so it's still looking kind of like a bad market overall, but there is some hope here. The stock market had a good day here. Robin had great earnings because everybody's trading cryptocurrency and day trading and stuff like that. The economy is bad for DoorDash. Fun fact, who would have thought? DoorDash is freaking expensive. Snap shares rocket 25% on strong forecasts. They do this all the time. They go really high, then they crash, then go really high and crash. Snap is a pretty interesting stock, to be honest. If I can pull it up here. This is Snap. Right? So, does it have a good, well, let me see. Does it have after hours trading right here? It doesn't have it. Let me go 15-minute chart. There you go. It popped up to $9 and went back down to $8, but let's say it's at $9.32. That's basically right back up here, kind of around some resistance. So, again, it does this type of stuff, but generally speaking, it's had plenty of pops before. It's had plenty of nice moves. Doesn't matter. This thing still is always remaining trash. I would say if you guys are looking for an opportunity to buy it, you guys can for a longer term hold. I just don't know how Snapchat really turns into a mega company. They're going to have to turn into like a search engine on top of everything else, and that's how they end up making money. But I mean, that's a huge ask for them to, that's a massive ask. So we'll see. As far as cryptocurrency news, again, not too much stuff here. MasterCard, Ripple, and Gemini Explore settling card transactions using XRPL. I don't care too much about that. Franklin Templeton debuts Hong Kong's first tokenized fund under new AI-driven fintech plan. Don't really care about that. Galaxy trims Bitcoin year-end target to 120 amid a whale-selling AI competition in gold demand, excuse me. It's not really massive. But again, that means they're trimming it all the way down to 120,000, which means we're pretty much not going anywhere for the rest of the year. On the other hand, Trump talked about Bitcoin today. He said he's making the United States the Bitcoin superpower, the crypto capital of the world, and the undisputed leader in artificial intelligence. It didn't really seem to have a major effect on the overall market, I would say. But it was something interesting nonetheless. Now, as we get to Bitcoin here, guys, some of you guys were asking yesterday, like kind of when you want to buy, when you want to have fun in trading and stuff like that. I'm going to give you guys this strategy later on anyway, probably even later on tonight. And I want to be clear, this is not going to be happening all the time, but when it happens, you guys are generally going to be happy, right? So right now, you guys know I have this momentum strategy where if you want maximum assurance of buying and holding, and you want to know that like, oh, this is going to work out like 95% of the time, you want to wait for the MACD, the stochastic, and the RSI to all flip, and then you see a nice move happening afterwards. So they flipped over here. We broke out. We went to all-time highs. It was fantastic. We broke out over here. Everything all good. We went to all-time highs, and everything was fantastic for Bitcoin. All right. I'll switch it over to this for you guys. If you guys want to do a long swing trade where you're holding for weeks and weeks and weeks, which is basically months here, if you guys just wait for both the stochastic and the RSI to flip green before the MACD, you can still buy around that time, and it'll usually happen a few weeks before the MACD. Therefore, you guys can be a little bit happier to have those larger moves. Typically, when you look at MACDs, they're going to always be on the EMA, so I don't really mess with that too much, right? Both on EMA, so it's not as much lag, but maybe some people have to lower it down to 10 in order to have a better signal or something like that. 6 that could do the trick, but again, I don't like to do that, so there you go. But yeah, so if you guys want to buy and do a longer term swing trade, that's a possibility. And then also for day trading, or I should say shorter term swing trading, if you guys want to do the same thing, all you guys have to do is usually see both of these oscillators below their halfway point, like this one and this one. You see the both crossover right here, and usually you'll find a good move. The MACD isn't as good on the 4-hour charts and the daily charts over the last few months, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm wondering if it's just because we've been so choppy here, but I'm going to put out a new tutorial, I want to say later on tonight here, with a new sponsor, Blueberry Markets. And I will just say, hey, let's back test it. It works. It worked over here perfectly. Worked over here really nicely. Worked over here nicely. We had a spike right here where it went across, but didn't do it here, so you don't make that trade, plus a really bearish MACD. And then on top of all that, what we had was a crossover right here. That ended up working, so I think I'm just going to give you some of the, like the little bit of tidbits that I like. So you had a crossover right here, but by then the stochastic was too high. So I'll put in some of those smaller things. And hold on one second. But you can see right here, again, it worked out pretty well. Right here, it worked out, but man, it was kind of hard because it ran up to resistance really fast. So this one happened on the 8th of June. This one happened on the 8th of June. So the 8th of June is right here, which is 1 day. So technically it made you money and hit resistance, but if you didn't have a stop loss, you lost everything. And it hit your stop loss down here or down here, whatever you had the stop loss, it hit it really bad. So you had to be very careful there. You're not really doing anything over here because everything's too high. RSI is too high. This is too high. Even though these both had a big move right there where they both crossed over, I ain't doing that. Another move right here where I guess it didn't cross over yet, but right here, that one didn't really do much as well. So I kind of want to see these crossovers happen towards the bottom half, like I said, below the halfway point of these things. But again, one right here, riding those waves. That seems to be a pretty good one. And I wonder if it's just because I have those custom stochastic settings with a 2155, but it seems to be performing well, and I haven't traded it too much. But what I think I'm going to do is I think what I'm going to do, yeah, just make a video. I'll have to structure it a little bit, and I believe it'll do fine. But as far as what's happening over the last few hours, Bitcoin is rejecting this Fibonacci level after having a nice pump and rejection off, or a nice bounce off of support, excuse me. But I think what's been working for the channel and me right now has been doing a lot of day trading and a lot of swing trading on the smaller time frames. And right now, obviously, we don't have anything working out in our favor. But I will say, if you look at the crossovers and the opposite, like right here, we have a crossover. The crossover happened on the 9th. They happened the day before that nasty move. Now, again, that was a presidential tweet that sent that thing crashing the way it did, but we were still looking pretty bearish at that point in time. So, you know, the crossover right here and right here, That also came down. So I'm wondering if I should just use those two oscillators and just trade off of that. And maybe if I'm lucky, I'll have I'll be able to pay somebody to do a cool little community thing where like somebody gets to test out my little invention, if you will. But I'll give it some time before all that happens. But it seems to be a nice strategy that's working. Now, have I only tested this out with Bitcoin? Yes. But if Bitcoin goes up, will altcoins go up? For the most part, yes. So, you know, what you might want to do is do like a 5 or 10x or 20x leverage. I'd say maybe 10x leverage with Bitcoin with a small amount of money, so you can make some type of profit off of it. Ethereum, or you can do Ethereum with smaller amounts of capital with higher leverage, or large amounts of capital with lower leverage, whatever. But maybe you find a very high risk altcoin that you're looking for. This is for the high risk animals out there. High risk. And then you'd be like, okay, well, maybe this thing can pop up 10, 20% today if Bitcoin's going to be doing this move for the next few days, and you have some fun doing that. I've only found it working on the daily charts and the weekly charts. I haven't really tried it with the 4-hour charts. Not really great right there. This one worked out. Below the halfway point, kind of, right there, kind of. This one worked out. Both below the halfway point. That worked out. The greedy thing is, like, I might sell right there even though it goes higher. That's the part that sucks, because you never know exactly when it's going to have a reversal. You have a crossover right here and right here. That ended up working. This was below the halfway point. This one was still below the halfway point, so that one could have done some good for us, I guess. Crossover right here. Yeah, I just said that one. Okay. Crossover here and here, above the halfway point, barely below the halfway point here. That one did a whole bunch of nothing. But again, within that, you saw that it was bearish in the daily chart, so maybe you don't take that trade anywhere. We're not below the halfway. We're not below, so we're missing all that. Sure. Crossover here and a crossover here. Or there might have been more crossovers. But we have a crossover here and here. That worked out. Stop loss there. That's going to take a few days, though. Wow. It's almost like you just have to go with the lowest trough as your stop loss, which can be good if it's right here, but maybe like there's a signal right here. Maybe you have to go all the way here for your stop loss, which would be a little bit more dangerous. But that seems to be working. I feel like I'm always inspired when I smoke a cigar. Always inspired. But yeah, so that's something I've noticed here. It's just another one of those many patterns I like to use. I think the MACD, I've been trying to have too much of a confirmation on it. So what's been happening is I'm just missing out on the beginning parts of the move. And I think I need to adjust my risk a little bit just because this market has been so choppy and sideways. By the time a move happens, the moves only last for like a week or so. So I need to get in a little bit earlier. Therefore, I'm going to start forgetting about the MACD a little bit. Or if I think about the MACD, I'm probably not going to think about the MACD as much until the next few days. Let me just say that, I guess. And hey, Low Roller Scratcher, Republicans got spanked last night. I have mixed views about that. Or at least I didn't see every election. So let me actually go back here. Okay. Does it have a map? So my thing is, I didn't know if these were in Democratic states or Republican states. So I'm looking, hold on. So, okay. Virginia's a very blue state. They elected a Democratic person. That's not really a surprise to me. Virginia, Democrat, that's fine. Lieutenant Governor. So, Democrats are winning in a Democratic state. New Jersey is a Democratic state as well. One there. New York City, that's a Democratic. Beat independent, that makes sense. I don't know anything about this type of stuff. California. That's all? Oh, not an area. I don't know. It seems like Democrats won in Democratic areas. At least that's what I'm looking at just from those 9 things that CNN said. There might have been more elections. I'm not entirely sure. I don't keep track of politics like that unless it's something crypto related. But it could be crypto related down the road, right? And hey, Tommy, happy to see my man Larry. DJT hit low 113, so I bought 2x bold today. Look, Zcash 1 year chart. If you bought Zcash last year, you'll be a very rich person today. Don't even think I had any Zcash, but I wish I did. MicroStrategy 2x bull drop from 20 to 2.68 could easily be buy today or sooner. Oh damn, that's a nasty drop right there. But I guess yeah, can't blame him. And he told me, is me Gigi Hunter got locked out of everything and had to start all over, loading up on dips. Hey, I appreciate you letting me know who you are, because I mean I know the name, but like, well, I don't remember Tommy as much. I know Gigi Hunter. Gigi Hunter is a name that I've like responded to in comments many times, right? So happy to see you again, my man. And hey, Lisa, happy to see you. Jam Rock and Steve, happy to see all of you guys in here. Loki says hello. I'm gonna give him his last little treat of the day. But here, let me give him a small part of his treat. He's been outside in the mud all day, and you can't tell, but my sleeves have, like, this position has dirt on them. So, smells kind of good. Can I have it? Can you sit for me? All right, now you're good. Where's Loki at? What? You forgot your little crumb. Yeah. Yeah. Bougie. I can't always tell if you guys are seeing him in the camera as well. But he's been having a good day. He's been running outside, getting all muddy, getting wiped down and stuff like that. Now it's just, he knows there's like one little nugget of treat left, so that's what he's trying to get. All right, there we go. Happy to see all of you guys in here today. I want to know if Mandani a pro crypto since he's a younger person. I don't know. I haven't heard of his pro crypto stance, but all the pro crypto people in New York, they're starting to build some businesses down in Texas of all places. But I guess Texas, more conservatives have kind of adopted crypto as their thing. And it's not even like, I think right now you see a lot of Democrats that like crypto. They just want more regulations, which isn't a terrible thing, but it messes with the status quo of crypto, which has been very volatile, of course. So if there's too many laws, you may see a lack of altcoin seasons in the future and stuff like that. But that could be interesting too. You're about 5 hours from New York. I'm about a long way from New York. I don't know how long that flight would be to New York. Probably 7 hours, something like that. But I'm up in Seattle, right? So it's a little bit different, or south of Seattle, but still, that's the airport I would leave out of. Let me go back over here. How is everything else doing? I mean, Ethereum bounced off support. Solana's trying to bounce off support, I guess, in the weekly chart here, trying to. This is pretty rough for Solana, to be honest. But again, everything is bearish right now. Dogecoin is still bearish. Trump is bullish right now, but it's so new, it's hard to tell. On the daily chart, it's been bullish for a minute here. It is starting to grab some attention. So if you guys want to take the plunge, you guys can. I sold all of my Trump token a while ago. Maybe I should buy back in. I don't know. I already lost money once in it though. Do I need to do much? I made a lot of money in the first week it launched. Then I bought back in for maybe like $500. It turned into like $300 and I sold it. I don't know if I want to buy back in or not. Because I did the leverage on Trump a while ago. I don't think I have that picture anymore though. Nope, I don't think I have it, or I just don't care to look for it in my massive file of downloads from my computer. Yep. With big point being, let me go to weekly chart. A lot of stuff is just down so much. Bonk, Miro, Baby Doge, Book of Meme, Sheeb. Ooh, Sheeb is not holding up like Dogecoin. That is for sure. Pepe breaking down, Floki. What happened to Milady? Milady was a good thing back in the day. ADA, Ape, or excuse me, AMP. This is Ape. You know what? Do you know what we haven't talked about in ages? What's that website called? OpenSea. We haven't talked about NFTs in a very long time. Highest weekly sales. Okay, these guys. I just don't know, guys. I just don't know. Price high to low. So it was bought for 0.006 Ethereum, and they're trying to sell it for 10K Ethereum. Bought at 0.0047 Ethereum, and now they're trying to sell it at 4,700 Ethereum. I cannot understand how this market works. It makes you want to buy something for 10 cents and then just sell it, like, you know, say, hey, I'm willing to part with it for like 5 Ethereum. It's a great deal for you, I promise. It's a great deal, right? I don't know, it just feels so off. Look at this. Last sale, 0.0096. Now they're trying to sell it for 10 Ethereum. Seems a little crazy. Yeah, that just seems wild. I don't know if any of you guys have been keeping up with the, I don't want to say keeping up with the Kardashians, but keeping up with the freaking NFT markets. It's been pretty darn atrocious, if you ask me. There you go. See Bitcoin getting rejected a little bit, but if we can get a higher high, or excuse me, a higher low out of this, I think we'll be a little bit better. But let me see. I don't think Mondani. So the thing about Mondani in New York, high roller scratcher. I don't know if he's going to be able to enact the policies the way he wants. So I think they're probably going to be half policies, half law changes, rule changes, and that'll make him a disaster because he's not able to do the things he wants to do in the way he wants to do it. New York is interesting because the city has to work very closely with the state because it's such a massive city. And I just don't know if the moderates, right? The moderates are going to help him out much, if at all, right? I don't think the governor really likes him too much. But let me go over here and ask ChatGPT a question. What's his name? Mondani. I want to make sure I spell it right. Here I go. So I asked ChatGPT, what are Zoran Mamdani's views on crypto and laws around crypto? Okay, so what are his views around that type of stuff? And it's giving me, what we do know is that he's running, okay, progressive, yes. He doesn't have, it looks like he does no detailed statement. New York turns left, crypto turns nervous. So I'm guessing he's not very pro crypto. Well, we're not billionaires, so I don't give a fuck what the billionaires think. Popular crypto analyst and the host of the Wolf of Wall Street's podcast, Scott, said New York will be fine and one election doesn't change anything. Yeah, while Mondani hasn't articulated his stance on crypto policy, he has criticized the crypto influence on politics. Let's see. He's not a fan of exchanges. Okay, so I'm probably not going to like his crypto views, but that guy has no power over my state, Washington. So I'm fine with that. Yeah, I've been keeping up with him. Did I see his Mondani speech? No, I mean, I honestly don't care too much about politics. I care about local politics. If Mamdani was my mayor, I'd care more, but I just don't care about really what was happening over there. That seemed like an East Coast type of election, which is why the news was all going crazy about it. You guys know I don't really trust mainstream media, or I don't really like the way they do it. And from what I saw on CNN, everybody made it such a big deal about it. But weren't Democrats supposed to win all of these seats? Virginia is a very Democratic place. Why wouldn't they win all the elections there? Jersey, liberal place. Why wouldn't they win all the elections there? I'm just confused about why they made such a big deal about it. I think it's just because, they need to pump up people and get money and views and stuff like that, which is fine. But I just don't put much thought into it. It's New York. Nowadays, if you don't like New York and you're a millionaire or billionaire, guess what? You can freaking leave. And a lot of them have left. They've gone to Texas and Miami and stuff like that. And New York has felt that because they don't have as much money to tax from. They don't have a large taxable pool. Or as large of a taxable pool. They have a very large taxable pool. I just don't care. It is what it is. Those types of politics, they're fun to talk about every now and again, but they just don't matter for most people. If you live in New York, oh, that's going to matter to you. Yeah. How does he change the police department since he wants it to be defund the police? Will he even have the ability to change the police department? What will the police commissioner say when they meet? Will he resign? What? Bunch of stuff. Does Zamdani want police escorts when he goes places as the mayor? He probably will. So he'll have to show some type of respect to them, right? A lot of craziness is going to happen over there. It'll be fun to observe, but I don't really care about it too much. More of like, what's happening over there, right? I heard Inverse Kramer said we are starting a bear market, which means we have bottomed. The bull market has commenced. Kramer is not a leading indicator. He's a lagging indicator, which is always hilarious. He never knows when to actually say things. He says things are looking bad after the crash. He doesn't say things are bad before the crash. And that's always been kind of weird to me, but he's a news person. He's not allowed to really give his opinion too much ahead of time because he never really backs things up with facts as much as you would like him to, right? So, but yeah, definitely interesting there. This has been smoked a lot faster than I thought it was, but it's a good little stick. This is a little Rocky Patel 20th anniversary. It was made in 2015. So it's a little old, but it's a really good little stick here that I like. I think you guys would like these as well. This one is older though, but I think they still sell newer versions of this one. But yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. But a few things before I forget. So I'll have a tutorial coming out tonight, which I think you guys are going to like. As far as the channel is concerned, I have seen views been going up, generally speaking, for some of the stuff we've been talking about. So, hold on, I'm trying to get here. You can see views going up right there. I've been putting shorts out and stuff like that, so you've seen videos getting a little bit more views, which has been good. And it seems like you guys have been liking the shorts talking about the tutorials I'm doing. So this one made me 3 cents, awesome. But more importantly, people are watching, which I really do appreciate. I don't care so much about the money as much as the people watching. But like the Super Trend one, it's getting views. It's slow, it's creeping, I don't care, but it's getting views. This one over here, the Stochastic RSI, this is the hard one, but it's still getting views. So as long as people are curious, I got 3 subscribers off of that. Who cares? Whatever. Like, awesome. Appreciate you guys. But it seems to be working. So I'm going to keep doubling down into this content. I'll be making videos for the members and stuff like that. And then what I'm also going to be doing here, which will be start up, excuse me guys, I had a bunch of protein shake just before I started going live with you guys. I think what I'm going to do is start up something that I noticed that made me some views back in the day. Did I just go out? Yeah, I did. Copy trading videos again, where I tell you guys the best copy traders for exchanges. These actually got me a lot of views, so I'm just going to make one every week saying the best copy traders of this week, and then we're just going to talk about them. And then this quick little video, they'll be about 10 minutes long, because instead of just doing one exchange here, I'm going to do the week's exchange, the Blowfin exchange, the BYDFi exchange, and the Ascendix exchanges. Go over all the copy traders that are making some moves and let you guys trade, because I know those are the exchanges that sponsor the channel, and those are the exchanges that most of you guys are on. And then I'm gonna forget if you tell me now, but if you guys see a video that I post about, I want to say day after tomorrow, about those copy trading videos, if you want me to add another exchange on there, even though it's not an exchange that I work with, I'll add it to the video. I don't really care about that. I just want to give you guys some cool little stuff here. So I'll let you guys get ready for that type of stuff, I suppose. But yeah, it's nice to see some of the videos doing some better with the views and stuff like that. They're very low, you know, whatever. But as long as they're getting views every day, I'm pretty happy with them so far. Especially because YouTube doesn't know my audience right now. It's relearning my audience, because before I was doing tutorials, plus talking head videos, plus CNBC news videos and stuff like that, plus YouTube guru, finance guru videos, and it just fucked up my entire algorithm. So I think after I make like 20 or 30 more tutorials, YouTube will have a pretty clear understanding of who my audience is and start targeting those people. Because if you go over here to my audience, I have the 24-hour stream, I have this stream, I have my short form content and stuff like that. But you'll see people are watching Forex Education Live, Bitcoin Live, Chris Patch, shame on you guys, Crypto Lifer, and Vision Pulsed, Chart Prime, Freaky Candles, right? So a lot of live stream type of stuff here. And they also watch just basically live streams. Which means I got to change things up a little bit here. This thing have any more light in it? But I think it'll be overall pretty good. Let me move this over here very fast. I gotta zoom out a tad. There you go. So yeah, just like I said, to get ready for more of those types of videos, they seem to be working out very good, which is making me very happy. And when I'm happy, I feel fulfilled. And I appreciate it. I don't know how to say a name. I mean, I'm gonna say Muffco, even though there's a zero in there. I'm just gonna say Muffco. Appreciate it, Muffco. Do I believe the 4-year cycle is broken? October winning streak are over? I don't expect 2026 to be good at all, which is why I'm kind of stressed out about what's happening at the end of this year. I think we're probably supposed to see like the end of Bitcoin's topping and the end of the bull market probably in Q1 of 2026, unless something drastically changes. Remember, the Fed is cutting rates, but they're not cutting them fast enough at all. They're not. And you know, again, they are stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not gonna lie about that. We've talked about that for a while. But all right, so 10 years, 10 years, 10 years. All right. So before I go through with all this stuff and we talk about tariffs and CPI and PPI and PCE inflations, the Supreme Court is hearing about tariffs right now. I don't know if they're going to cancel Trump's tariffs or not. If they do, it'll be all out chaos in the markets. I think you'll see the stock market climb, maybe. That'll be a good thing for the stock market. But for like trade across the world, it'll be disastrous because we've done all these deals and stuff like that, adjusted everything, and it hasn't been confirmed by the House and the Senate yet. It could just lead to a lot of instability. So I have no idea what the outcome is going to be. I would expect there's going to be some cheaper goods from around the world, which would be good for us. So we're going to see deflationary environments. We should have rate cuts come down a lot harder if that's the case. But the uncertainty is something that I just don't know much about how the market's going to react to that. Now, we were promised back in February, March, and April, and even January when Trump was making these types of threats about tariffs, from all the economists, all the talking heads in the media, that inflation was going to spike and spike hard. We haven't seen that. So better yet, let me just go from this year, right? April, we've gone back up to basically December 2025 levels of 3. They have increased inflation. We haven't seen a spike though. PCE. Oh, there you go. We haven't seen a spike yet. We haven't seen a spike yet, right? For PPI. And PPI is the producer price index, right? That is a massive change right there. But you can see right here what back in August we were looking at 2.5%. We got 2.4. No. 3.3. Oh, so there's a big jump right there for July. So that was over. That was higher than we expected. 3.3 consensus, and the actual is 2.6. Damn, we've been all over the place, haven't we? In this one, I guess we've been having the shutdown for the last month or so, but that shouldn't impact September. And we didn't get one for October, I'm guessing, or maybe they just forgot about it because it was delayed. Yeah. Anyway, we just haven't seen the massive spikes that they've been talking about, right? You want to see like a big boom. We just haven't seen it. How much higher will inflation go? We'll have to see and whatnot. But the economy is not in good shape. It's just deteriorating right now. That's why when we talk about market news and jobs and stuff like that, it's been very concerning for a lot of people because we're losing jobs. Today was Wednesday. I didn't see, so we had 42,000. No, wait. Yeah, the forecast was for 22,000. We got 42,000 jobs, so that's positive. That's good. And I wonder where those jobs came in from. Let's go. So private payrolls rose 42,000 in October, more than expected, and countering labor market fears, ADP says. So they're not going to give us any charts of where the jobs came from, but so a gain of 47,000 jobs in the trade, transportation, and utilities grouping helped offset losses in multiple other categories. Education and health services also showed growth of 26,000, while financial activities added 11,000 jobs. Despite artificial intelligence-fueled tech boom, information services saw a decline of 17,000 positions. Other sectors posting losses included professional and business services 15,000, other services 13,000, and manufacturing 3,000. A sector that continues to struggle despite President Donald Trump's tariffs aimed at bringing manufacturing jobs back to factory jobs back to the United States. When's the last jobs report we had? Isn't that coming out this Friday? Unemployment rate. Jobless claims. Yeah, and employment report. Yes, that's fine. They're expecting a loss of 60,000 jobs. So the shutdown meant no job support. Oh. Hold on. Did we have so the one covering October is slated for Friday. Okay. So the last one that we got covers August. So we're only getting the data for September and not October. So we're just not going to get the data for September. We are going to get the data for October. Okay. So that means the last data we got was fucking August, and we've been doing ADP. Okay, so okay. So I'm asking you to give me the last 3 ADP jobs reports and then make a chart showing the trends for all the major changes or major sectors. Excuse me. I'm guilting watching of Lifer. Sam is a great guy. What do you call? Oh, I like Lifer. Yeah, I like Lifer a lot. How quick is ChatGPT picking up the current events these days? Not really. Not really at all, Car Simplified. Not really at all. I've been enjoying ChatGPT for really basic, simple stuff. And I hate to say this, but the conversations are amazing. Did you know now that you could have a conversation with ChatGPT, and you can have a video conversation with it, like a video conversation with it. So I can have like, hey, how do you like my outfit? It'll be like, oh, that's great. Right now, I noticed that you got part of your shirt untucked. You might want to tuck that in. It'll do all that crap. Do all that crap. Like, hey, we'll do it. We'll practice with not with the video thing, but we'll practice with it here in a second because I can't do the video for this one and that one. I don't even think video is available for online. Okay, so I need a chart. Maybe I have to do auto because the chart may be a little bit funky for it. And I'll turn my desktop audio up and I think we should be able to hear it. The fuck? There's no chart here. I don't see a chart. Oh my god. I just need it. Stop slowing me down. There you go. Well, that's not how I wanted to see it. Okay. Oh, good lord. Good lord. Open image, a new tab. Oh, it actually downloads it. That's not what I asked for. Okay. Let me just download it then. Okay, I got to open it up in Firefox, so just bear with me here. August, September, October in order. All right. So, utilities, trade, transportation, awesome. Construction, okay. Business services down a lot. Education, health, building back up a little bit here. Leisure, hospitality coming down. That's a sign of a weakening economy right there. Information, whoosh, bad. So if you're in the trades, you're good. If you're construction, you're fine. Not great, but fine. Personal business services, white collar work, horrible. Education, health, fine. There's a lot of government money going to those, obviously. Leisure, hospitality, not fine. Information, not fine. That is rough, though. Yeah. So oh god, okay. What tax brackets are losing jobs? I will take an estimate. So low income, a mild decline, low middle, flat mixed, middle, mild growth. So this is what everybody says, I'm helping out the middle class. Funny enough, I was going to go to Panera with a friend today, and Panera was freaking packed. And you guys know how expensive Panera is, so we ended up going to Starbucks. But even there, Washington has a lot of middle class people. You know, upper middle, noticeable decline. High income, down consolidating. So interesting as this sounds, the middle class is doing okay. The middle and the lower middle class is doing fine. The upper middle and the high income are not doing great, and the lower income is not doing great. Isn't that fascinating? So the market is valuing people that work for $40,000 a year up to $150,000. Most of the actual job losses are coming from upper middle income brackets, white collar professionals, consultants, and mid level management. The people nobody likes. Blue collar and service world is still volatile but not collapsing. Companies are reluctant to cut essential hourly workers among ongoing inflation. And it says how I can frame it for YouTube, yeah. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Oh, fuck. Hold on. So let's see if this works, because I don't know, because I'm using my microphone for the stream as well for my software. But let me try it. Let's see how it worked out. All right. Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. Let me know what else you need.
So I was curious about all these jobs from ADP and whatnot. So can you just kind of summarize how the economy is doing overall right now? Is this a fantastic economy, a good economy, an okay economy, a terrible economy, a disastrous economy? You know, really break it down for me like I'm a beginner in economics.
Absolutely. Let's break it down in simple terms. Right now, the economy's kind of in a mixed bag zone. It's not a disaster, but it's not booming either. Think of it as a bit of an okay to decent economy with some wobbles. In other words, some sectors are doing all right, like healthcare or trade, but other areas, especially those white-collar professional jobs, are shedding jobs a bit. So overall, we're kind of in a middling place. Not fantastic, not terrible, just a bit lukewarm.
So when I think about investing into the stock market and the cryptocurrency markets and stuff like that, what exactly does that mean? Do we have any like historical context of how markets react during these types of times?
Absolutely. So historically, markets tend to react to these kind of lukewarm economic periods with a bit of caution. That means you'll often see some volatility. Markets might bounce up and down as investors figure out where things are heading. In past scenarios where the economy isn't booming but also not in a recession, stock markets sometimes tread water or look for clues from central banks, government policies, or big tech and financial earnings. For crypto, it can be a little different. Sometimes crypto is seen as a hedge or a risk on asset, so it might have its own cycles. But historically, when the traditional markets are kind of lukewarm, crypto can be more volatile because people are looking for alternative places to put their money. In short, history shows that in these not great, not terrible times, traditional markets can be cautious and a bit choppy, and crypto might be a bit of a wild card.
how would you forecast out the next 12 months of job growth or job decline? And then can you also talk about how that would also impact interest rates as far as what the Fed is doing, inflation numbers, and then how that may affect the markets as far as let me know if you think they'd probably be going up or down in those situations based off of historical norms.
Sure. Let's walk through a broad forecast and tie it all together. 12-month job growth decline outlook. Over the next year, if we stay in this kind of lukewarm economic zone, we might see modest job growth, but nothing too explosive. Certain sectors like healthcare and education may keep adding jobs slowly, while more white-collar industries might remain a bit stagnant or even see small declines. Impact on interest rates. If job growth stays moderate and we don't see a big inflation spike, the Federal Reserve might hold interest rates steady or only tweak them slightly. Historically, the Fed tends to keep rates stable if the labor market is lukewarm and inflation is under control. They'd only cut rates if the job market weakens dramatically or hike them if inflation leads up a lot. Inflation and market impact. As for inflation, if job growth is moderate and wages aren't skyrocketing, inflation might stay relatively tame. That often means the stock market could have a chance to perform steadily or even inch up, since stable inflation and steady rates can be a favorable environment for stocks. Crypto markets, on the other hand, might remain volatile, but could benefit if investors feel more confident in a stable outlook. In summary, if the next 12 months are moderate on job growth, the Fed might just hold rates steady, inflation might stay under control, and the markets might lean a bit upward or remain stable rather than swinging wildly.
So overall, job growth has been going down as a trend. Do you think it's going to flatten out where we just have some months being good, some months being bad, or does the data suggest we're just going to go negative for month after month after month sometime in the next 12 to 24 months?
So, looking at the trends and the data we have right now, it does seem more likely that we'll end up in a kind of bumpy plateau rather than a steep continuous decline. In other words, we might see some months where job numbers tick up a bit, then other months where they dip down again, but not a long unbroken streak of negative job reports. Basically, the data doesn't strongly suggest we're heading into month after month continuous job losses for the next year or two. Instead, it points to a kind of choppy mix pattern where we hover around a flat line. Some sectors might rebound a bit while others struggle, keeping things relatively balanced rather than sliding continuously downward. So expect a bit of a seesaw, some good months, some bad months, but not necessarily a huge prolonged downturn.
All right, and my last question for you would be this: a lot of people have said the only reason the markets are surviving right now is because everybody is pouring money into AI. What would happen to the overall economy and to the stock market and to the cryptocurrency market if we saw that the AI trade became too, how would I want to say this, overextended, and there was a pretty significant pullback of 30% or more?
That's a really insightful question. So let's break it down. If the AI trade, that is all the hype and investment dollars flowing into AI related stocks, got really overextended and then pulled back by 30% or more, that would definitely have a ripple effect. First, in the stock market, a big correction in AI stocks could lead to a broader market pullback. Right now, a lot of market optimism is tied to AI and tech growth. If that bubble deflates, you'd likely see a hit to investor sentiment. That might mean a broader stock market dip because other sectors could get caught in the selling pressure. For the crypto market, a big AI callback might create some volatility as well. Crypto often moves in response to shifts in risk appetite. If investors get more risk averse after an AI correction, it might pull out of speculative assets like crypto temporarily. On the other hand, some might see it as a hedge and move money into crypto, but generally you'd expect some turbulence. Economy-wise, if the AI sector pulls back, it could mean slower growth in tech investment and maybe a bit of a cooling effect on overall economic momentum. It wouldn't necessarily crash the economy, but it could take away one of the big engines of recent market enthusiasm. In short, if the AI trade deflates significantly, the stock market would likely see a noticeable correction, crypto could get choppy, and the broader economy might lose a bit of steam. It's not necessarily a disaster, but it would definitely shift the tone from optimism to a bit more caution.
Hey, can you tell me the funniest joke you know?
Oh, absolutely. Let's go with a classic one. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. I hope that gave you a little chuckle.
It did. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad it did. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
All right, there we go. Right. So it's fucking great technology. I fucking love it. I really do. It's freaking great. I think I'm actually I'm gonna be using this for shorts. So I'm going to have like 1 to 3 minute conversations with AI talking about a very complex subject, but I'm going to have it basically water it down for beginners so they can have a clear understanding of what I'm talking about and how this will affect their day-to-day lives. For instance, I don't think a lot of people know that the middle class is doing okay, thriving. The lower middle class is flat, but the upper middle class and the higher classes are struggling. And not like struggling like you would think, but like the job losses right now, which is very, very interesting, right? So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff happening, guys. Hope you guys enjoy that one. Robots, man, I know, right? Robots. That was a good joke, though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it greatly. Let's see that right there. Pull this back over here. But I think things are going to be working out pretty good for us. But anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a day right now. And hey, Wilder, I know, right? It's nice new shiny toy. You're going to see me use it a lot more here. I just think it can articulate thoughts better than I can. And instead of me just like typing everything out, I do want to have more conversations because I do. Like if you guys had a question during the middle of that, I would ask the same question that you guys want me to. Like Desert Geek wanted a little bit of a joke. I was like, oh, heck yeah, I'm about to finish up anyway. Do a little joke, right? So there's lots of fun stuff we can do with it. And I feel like I'm not seeing many influencers use that, specifically in the crypto and financial education niches, because a lot of times it may go against what they're talking about, but I'm never going to pretend like I'm the expert of all things in the finance niche, right? Hence why, like, my website's still being worked on. My guy's coming over tomorrow, but to help me figure out everything. But like Investopedia, right? I like as far as CDs, I barely understand CDs. Not like I understand the core concepts, but I just don't understand why people would choose CDs. It must be just for the very. I understand it, but it's just regular people aren't going to really use CDs. That's my point. Why do regular people use CDs? I don't understand why they would need to. But to all this stuff, oh god, I can't wait for my website to be done. My website's in a hiatus mode though. It's not being built out right now. Well, it is, but there's no update. Yeah, right. It's just this. So right now we're finalizing some stuff, and it should be ready next few weeks, which is ahead of schedule because I was expecting this to be done in end of December. So from there, I can start getting some stuff spruced up, and it'll be very, very good. But yeah, hey Carson, Fight, happy to see you again, my man. But yeah, everybody, I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day. I enjoyed talking with you guys today. Got a lot of comments and stuff like that. I absolutely love it. And we're going to be using this type of stuff quite a bit more. I almost finished my cigar with you guys, which is pretty darn good. Loki says hello and goodbye. Loki. Where'd you go, Loki? Loki? He's on the other side now. Hello, you want to come say hi? Want to say hi? Okay, he's in jump parkour mode right now, but you guys may see him one more time. Can I get a head scratch? Yeah, there he goes. He's looking for treats. He's scanning for treats, but if he doesn't find them, he's like, okay. One more time. Come here. Come here. Come here. Loki, come here. He's getting anxiety because I'm calling him so much. So what he's going to do is he's going to go grab a toy, and then he'll come back with the toy, and you guys will get to see him chewing on his favorite toy. I don't know why. He has anxiety because I have anxiety. Except for I have human medication for my anxiety. Loki. And there's his toy. I don't know why he does it, but I'm okay with it. He was trained to get toys when he really wants to bite something and have a good time, because we like to like roughhouse a lot. But yeah, he's just chewing his toy right now. But anyway, guys, happy to see all of you guys in here today. Miss hanging out with you guys a lot. Get ready for more streams and get ready for a tutorial tonight and just a bunch of other fun stuff happening. It's going to be a good time here. So see you guys a little bit later, and thanks for watching.